Today we're going to talk about something that's frankly terrifying. What do you do when someone is attacking you online, but they're hiding behind a fake profile? I mean, how do you even begin to fight back against a ghost? It's a really tough question, isn't it? And it's one that can make you feel completely and utterly powerless. You just want it to stop, but you can't take action if you don't even know who you're up against.
You know how it happens. It just starts out of nowhere. You log on one day, and bam, there they are. Vicious, totally untrue comments about you, plastered online for everyone to see. And they're all coming from some anonymous account you've never seen before.
And from there, it often gets worse. A lot worse. Maybe that fake profile starts impersonating you, or they start sending really frightening direct threats, maybe to you, your family, even your coworkers.
Look, the damage here isn't just about hurt feelings. We're talking about real-world harm. This stuff can torpedo your career, poison your relationships, and just completely shatter your sense of safety.
And all the while, you're stuck with this one single crushing fact that stops you dead in your tracks. You just don't know who it is.
So that's the real challenge, right? The anonymity that the internet gives them is the very thing that stops you from getting justice. It's like you're fighting a digital ghost.
But what if there was a way to lift that mask? Well, there is. There's a really powerful legal tool that was made for exactly this kind of situation. It's called a Norwich Pharmacal Order, or as we call it, an NPO. All right, so what is this thing? An NPO is a special kind of court order. And here's the clever part. It doesn't go after the harasser directly because you don't know who they are. Instead, it goes to the platform they're using. We're talking Facebook, Google, their internet provider, whoever. The order legally forces that company to reveal the identity of the person behind that anonymous account. So how does it work in practice? Well, it breaks down into 3 basic steps. First, we make an application to the court showing them all the evidence of the harassment. Second, once the judge says yes and grants the order, we serve it on the platform. And third, that company is then legally required to disclose the user's details to us, your legal team.
Now here's where the story gets really interesting. This legal tool has been around for a while, but figuring out how to make it work for the internet, that was new. These orders are pretty common now, but believe me, they weren't always. Let me tell you how we helped pioneer this.
This is actually something we're incredibly proud of. Back in 2011, our firm's Yair Cohen secured the very first NPO against a social media website. It was a huge deal. After that, we kept pushing, getting orders against Google and YouTube. And then in 2012, we prepared the first ever NPO against Facebook. These cases that we fought, they literally helped build the legal playbook that's used across the country today.
So you might be thinking, okay, great. The process is set, so it must be easy now, right? If only. The problem is the internet is global, and that creates these massive, complex challenges that can completely wreck your case if you don't know exactly what you're doing.
Let me give you a perfect example of how tricky this gets. Let's say your harasser is using a website hosted by GoDaddy, which is in the US, and also a Google account. Well, GoDaddy is based in Arizona, so they might follow Arizona law and demand a local court order. Meanwhile, Google in California might accept a UK order. But if the harasser is based somewhere else, say Russia, Google might not give you all the info. They're all playing by different rules.
The point is, trying to navigate this legal maze is incredibly tricky. A single mistake, one wrong step in this process could be hugely expensive, and worse, it could just devastate your entire claim. You'd be right back at square one.
And that is exactly why specialist experience is so critical. We've spent years building the relationships and learning the ins and outs of how these global companies work. We know how to get past these international roadblocks to get you the answers you need. Okay, so let's get to the best part. What happens when it works? What does it actually mean for you when you finally get that name? Look, a successful NPO gives you so much more than just a name. It gives you the identity of your harasser, sure, but more than that, it gives you the power to make the abuse stop. It opens the door to seek further legal action if you want to, but really what it gives you is the first step toward taking back control of your life.
When you're the target of an anonymous online attack, it can feel like you're completely alone. It's so isolating. But I want you to hear this. You are not powerless, and you absolutely do not have to fight this alone. If any of this sounds like what you're going through, the first step is just to talk. Give us a call.
At the end of the day, remember this. You have the right to know who is doing this to you, and we can help you find out.